Okay. All right. Yeah. Hello, Sharon. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. I see y'all in the bushes. Hello, Aurora. Good morning. I know some people's probably not awake this morning, and that is okay with me. That is okay with me because they can catch it on the replay. Hello, Peppermint Patty, Jessica, D, Coffee. Hello, hello, hello. Speaking of coffee, I got some coffee grounds on my cup. Hello, hello, Karen Sue, Estelle, Sarah Wood, Queen of Love. We all about love over here. Angela, good morning. Suzanne, hello. Erica, Paco from the UK. I know I said that wrong, probably. Carla, welcome, though. Welcome, Missy and Jessica and YouTuber. Howdy. I see you. Good morning. I got some goodies for y'all this morning. I gotta have one more drink of my coffee, honey. Honey, Marguerite. Nothing like some good old coffee for me to get my brain started. So, I was thinking, well, I wasn't going to go live with this, but it got a little rough there on the end for me. Y'all will see. First, for those in the bushes, and I'm sure there is some in the bushes, I'm sure there's one in particular in the bushes. Y'all do know, unfortunately, we have trolls in every case. Sebastian, he's still missing. I've been busy trying to keep up, and I'm going to go live later to do some more things, honey. I wasn't planning this live this early. Sometimes the best laid things are not planned or something like that. And then I printed out the new, or a new flyer. I don't know that it is new. But missing child, bring me home. Bring me home, he says. He wants to come home. Sebastian Rogers, missing since February 26, 2024 from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Now 15 years old. Male. Has the numbers on there. An Amber Alert has been issued on behalf of the Sumner County Office for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian was last seen wearing black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. He has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. How can you help? Scan, view, and share his QR code. Report sightings. Call 911 or 1-800-THE-LOST, Sumner County Emergency Communications, which is 615-451-3838. And, you can also call 1-800-TBI-FIND. All that is very important. Hello, allegedly, Shell. And Shell, thank you for watching out for me last night. Everybody, Teddy Bear. Yep, report any fake accounts or anything like that. Absolutely. We're going to watch this real short. Y'all might have already saw it. This is what I woke up to, and the very first thing I saw this morning. And then I was on it, of course, because I care about Sebastian. I care. I know you do, babe. I know you got me, Shell. And I appreciate Jay so much. Y'all just don't know how much I love that girl. Y'all drop Jay for Justice. Like, honey, she don't need me. I'm just itty bitty. But she's so sweet. She is. I wish I could get over there as much as I want, but she knows I love her. I always have. I've watched her from way back when I come on here. But she has to be the most adorable person on YouTube. I mean, seriously, she does. And she's got all her crap together, which, Lord have mercy, I'll never have all my crap together. But anyway, drop J for J. There you go. Honey, she hit over 100. I don't even know what she is now. I haven't been in there a few days. But she's got, I was in there right at the end when she got over 100,000 people, and then it kept going up. Lord have mercy. Smiley wouldn't know nothing about that. I wouldn't know nothing. But yeah, that was great. I mean, that was just great. That was great to see. That was a big accomplishment. I think she said it took her 5 years. Lord have mercy. But time does fly. Time does fly. Okay. I can't with this right now. I can't. I apologize. I can't with it right now. Because y'all know me, I get sidetracked. Okay, now, hold on a minute. Some people don't know I'm live. I'm early. I don't make a schedule. Sometimes I say, I'm going live, and like now, like now in 5 minutes. And I ain't even got my live stream up. So here we go. Hold on a minute. I know my mods hate me for that, but anyway. Sometimes I don't even tell them, but whatever. Y'all talk about Tennessee time. I was born and raised in Tennessee. I don't know about Tennessee time. I'm just on Smiley's time. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Come in. Okay. Shoot. I wish I could do as good as Jay. She is doing so much. Yes, she is. And she's beautiful. Oh my God. Talk about beauty. I would like to interview her and know what she did. Like coming up, if she was popular, if she was like, she's just beautiful. She's like a natural beautiful, inside and out. But anyway, okay. All right. So let me do this. We're gonna watch this just a second because this has to do with what I'm gonna do. Hold on. And then here we go. Oh no, you called Don's dead. Well, whatever. I don't care what y'all think. But hold on a minute. Let me share my screen. And this credit goes to Crime Stories Obsessed.
Crime Stories Obsessed.
Uh-oh. Can't hear it. Hold on.
With Emma Louise.
Okay, guys, so we're talking about the Sebastian Rogers case. Apparently, there's some guy who has been sending messages to someone on, looks like Messenger, and he is saying that he has Sebastian Rogers. It's probably a load of rubbish. The police have been told about these messages. It probably is just a load of rubbish. It needs to be investigated ASAP. But I wanted to bring this to you because there's a lot of people on YouTube that don't have Facebook. Okay, so this man, the man who is apparently saying he has Sebastian, says to this other person, "How are you to Sebastian Rogers?" Doesn't really make much sense, but that's what he says. So this random person says, "I don't know him. Just a kid I see is missing. Why?" So this man said, "Okay." So the other person said, "Why did you message me?" So this man who's saying he's got Sebastian said, "Someone is been here with me. Name that name." So the random person says, "Who? Sebastian Rogers?" So this man says, "Hell yeah, I'm just trying to know." So the random person says, "You're trying to know what?" So the man says, "He's here with me though. since some weeks ago. So this person says, who are you to him? So the man said, I found him on the roadside. If you got his family, let them know. I don't want to free him. So this person says, okay. So the man says, yeah, he said he was kidnapped and he escaped. So the random person said, who kidnapped him? So the man said, saying he don't want to go back home. So what's this about? Who is this guy? His name apparently is Robert Humans. Probably shouldn't be giving him the screen time. Is he telling the truth? Did he find Sebastian on the roadside? Is Sebastian at his property? Why is he saying that Sebastian is with him? Why is he saying that Sebastian told him he'd been kidnapped and he'd escaped? Why is he saying he doesn't want to free him? What's going on? And he's saying that Sebastian's been with him for weeks now. Do you believe this? What do you think about it? It sounds like a load of crap to me, but there you go. That's what was on Facebook this morning, and supposedly this guy is behind the text messages. It has been sent to the police. They are aware of it. I'm sure they will be going to check this guy out. It is a lead, even though it's probably a load of rubbish, but who knows? So let me know what you think in the comment section about this. I'm sorry I can't get the messages any bigger because they weren't put on Facebook as singular messages. It was just put as like a placement of all the messages together. So I've had to zoom in on them. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll be back with you again soon. Bye, guys.
Oh, it's real. So I thought about it. And me being me, I don't care what the naysayers say, me being me, oh no, he got all the things. Well, it might be a different picture. The picture might be different, but I know exactly who he is, and trust and believe. TBI, FBI, and anybody else that wants to know knows, and any haters want to say anything about it, good for you. But y'all are fixing to hear it all here on live. Let's go. And that's why I'm making this short, because I don't have time for the freakery this morning. I got stuff to do, and then I'll come back on later. And I will come back on, I promise. Okay, hold on. Let's see, where is this idiot at? And just so you know, this conversation started at 7:01 a.m. my time, Central Standard Time. So I'm just going to read it to you. Oh, and he's active now. He's probably trying to get some other food. See, I learned a lot of stuff in the Summer Wells case with David Cohen. Smiley ain't going there. You live, you learn. You live, you learn. Smiley's still learning. Smiley's learned a lot of stuff, okay? Not dumb by any means. So anyway, Mr. Marcus, I said, I seen Emma's, and yes, I did message him. Ta-da! So I said, so I have a couple of questions if you don't mind. How do you know anyone in the Sebastian Rogers case? Did you contact someone and tell them you had him? Do you have him? Where did you get him? Because you look like from your profile, you live in Oklahoma. And how did you even know about him if you were not following the case? Then, did you not think to call 911? Just asking how this all came about and how he, if indeed him, is in your possession. And if it's not him, then who is? And who are they? And are they safe? So he said, I don't know him before. I saw him on the roadside saying, help me. He was kidnapped. I said, okay, thank you, but where and what roadside? He said, Tennessee. Now, mind you, he's from Oklahoma, but that don't mean he can't be in Tennessee. But anyway, I said, so are you in Tennessee now? Is he with you? And my question is, when did you find him on the roadside? This is important. I said, Marcus, can you please, praying hands, send me a picture of him? So he says, who are you to him? So I said, I'm a dear friend and very scared for him. Why does that matter? I'm scared for him. I want to help him. I want to know he is okay. I have been scared he is dead. Please send me a picture because so many people lie. There are people, you understand, that scam and try to get hopes up, and it's not true. If you have him, show me his picture, please, sir. He needs medical help. He left behind medication, and he may be hurt or confused. I personally thought his parents were involved. His mom. I said, help me help him. Are you there? He says, okay. He already explained to me what happened about Katie and Chris. I said, well, what happened? Please tell me. He said, his mother and stepdad. I said, yeah. He said, yeah. Did you know anything about his father, Seth? I said, like what? He didn't live with him. I said he was going to. He said, can you at least send, now here we go. Here we go. He said, can you at least send him anything for meal? I said, you're not telling me what I already don't know. He said, I have spent a lot of money. Ding, 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 ching-a-ling-ling, ching, ching, ching. I said, I'll help him, but now you make me think you are grifting for money. Sir, I have no issues helping, but I need a photo or answers on him. I said, you're not helping me help him. So he says, I know. He is not your friend. I said, okay then. If you want my help, now in the meantime, I'm getting checks run on him, okay? I said, in the meantime, okay, if you want my help, I can and I will help, but I need your help. Yes, I am his friend. He had more friends than he even knows. I said, I've been up a lot of hours. I've cried many tears over him. Now, you're either a person in this trying to get money from people. I said, I hope not. And I don't want to think that, hun. I said, or you're really trying to help him. And if you are, I have nothing bad to say. I said, I need to know, though. I need proof. Show me his picture. Make a picture with you and him. Can you do that? I said, I ask you again, is he okay? I said, where has he been these 53 days? How long have you had him? When did you find him? When did you get him, or did you? You said on the side of the road, there's a lot of roads in the United States. Where did you get him? When you got him, what shape was he in? What clothes was he wearing? Did he have anything with him? What time of day or night did you find him? Help me understand this, if it is real. So he said, did I know him before? Why all the questions? That's what he said. I said, again, I'm trying to make sense of this. Why not all the questions? I told you I'm not trying to be scammed. I said, I mean, your Facebook profile says you're 20 years old, but your picture, older than that, no offense. He said it was a mistype. I said, people can lie. I said, I'm trying to make sure this is true. I said, you mistyped your 20? I said, so do you live in Tennessee? I said, how do you know Seth, Katie, and Chris? He said, because he told me. I said, what did he tell you about them? He said, Chris is his stepdad, and he lives with him. I said, and what else? So he didn't answer. I said, you said also you spent a lot of money on him. How and for what? What did he say about Katie? I said, do you have an email address? Can you send me his picture? There was a reason I asked that. I said, or we can FaceTime. By this time, I got information. I said, who is Heather? He said, don't know. I said, okay. I said, do you know another Chris? There's a reason I asked that. I said, do you know another Chris, not his stepdad? He didn't answer. I said, where's Sebastian at now? What is he doing? I said, you said you spent a lot of money on him. What for? He said, buying him meds and a meal. I said, and now I'm getting mad. So I said, you can't buy him medication. Come on, man. Now, what kind of meds? I said, let me explain something to you, sir. I sat here and wasted time talking to you, trying to find something out, and this child that I really care about, and you're sitting here lying your fucking ass off. He said, he took lithium. I don't know what kind of medicine Sebastian takes. Does anybody know what medicine he takes? Because that's been held pretty close to the vest. So if he takes lithium and somebody knows that, and he's taking lithium, Seth, Katie, Chris, if that's the truth, and Ellie knows that to be true, and this man knows that, then that might be your bingo card. Well, he very well might take Whisperadol and Adderall. That don't mean he don't take lithium too. It don't mean he don't take lithium too. He could very well take lithium. I'm just saying. Yeah, of course it would take a prescription. But anyway, I'm just saying, Ellie, wake up. Because I've known people that take lithium and Whisperdoll and all the things. So don't even try me with that. And I don't care if you're my bestest friends. Don't even try me with that. Just saying. But I did tell him, why are you lying? I said, do you have kids? I said, you know, in every single case, I don't care what case it is, there's always trolls. There's always grifters, scammers, and I'm starting to believe that's exactly what you are. I said, you're trying to get money off people and the whole website and off the internet. I said, you do not have Sebastian. You never had Sebastian. If you did, you would have called 911. I said, you would have, I said, you wouldn't have, I've said KILLED. That's not what I meant. I said, you would have kept him, but that was a typo. You would have kept him for yourself. And I meant you wouldn't have kept him for yourself and your family. I said, your family. And then I start putting out what I found out about him. I said, and your family, Martin? Sorry, Martin. You better check your people. I said, and your family, Martin, and all the people. I'm letting him know I know who the fuck he is. I said, and your family, Martin, and all the people. What did they think about this? Now, do you want to get real or get real with me? I said, the truth is the truth. So start telling me the truth. I said, you want to mess around with a missing child? Okay. I said, that may be deceased or alive? I said, I don't know. I said, and his family, you want to mess with them? I said, I'm fixing to blast you everywhere that I can, word of mouth, and everywhere that supports me and mine. And then I'm fixing to turn you into the cops. I know exactly who you are and exactly where you are, and you won't have leverage. I said, you want to show? I said, you want leverage? I said, you show me Sebastian and you show me Sebastian now. You know what he said? He said, stop texting me. I said, oh, I will, buddy. Smile around and find out, because you're fixing to be on candid camera. And so here we are. He smiled around and found out. And guess what? It's going to the Lord, and it's going to the cops and the TBI, FBI, and everybody is in there. And I hope Seth turns it over to his PIs, and I got all of his background, and I got all of his people, and I got everybody. Anybody that wants it can have it. That is somebody. Now don't go harassing his family, but yes, boom, 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 boom. Smile around and find out. Tragedy pimps. That's your tragedy pimps. That's your exploiters. That's the ones on these missing kids. Don't come in this community freaking with my community that I'm working on something and put it out. Because I will call. I'll come knocking. And I'll turn it in. And I don't care what these messy ass people say about me. I'm not going anywhere. This is my friend. I'm Sebastian's friend. Like it or not. like it or not. And if you know anything about Sebastian, Wayne Drake Rogers, then just call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Call 911 if you think you see him. Better safe than sorry. Call 615-451-3838. Call 1-800-THE-LOST. Don't pick him up on the side of the road and kidnap him yourself. And don't try to scam this community. Don't try to scam this community on a missing kid with billboards, money, all for fuck's sake over a missing child. And then come try to talk to somebody and tell them, you got him. You got him. You ain't got shit, but you're fixing to get some cuffs. You keep this shit up. I suggest anything like this, you turn in. And it takes more than one person. This man right here, look at him. Good. Good. Do you hear me? Look at him. Good. Good, good, good. And his profile is on lock. Y'all go do your own research. Sorry. Go do your own research. There's an entire thing, and my research ain't from Facebook only. Smiley gets it, whether you like it or not. Have a great positive day. And Mr. Marcus, get a life. Amen.